and this is Top of the Morning. Economies around the world have been hit hard by this pandemic, with many people losing their jobs, and Jamaica is no different. Many businesses have already closed, unfortunately, resulting in a slowdown of the economy, and many people are concerned about their finances over the next few months. The Bank of Jamaica recently announced that financial institutions are set to suspend the distribution of dividends for the 2020 financial year. And an even bigger worry arises for persons depending on these dividends as a source of income. Well, we're going to be joined right now by financial consultant and host of the series Know Your Money Matters, Mr. Delroy Josephs. He's our guest on the telephone. Good morning, Delroy. How are you doing?
Hey, man, Richie B.
All is well?
All is well, my brother.
All right. You sound a little low coming through. I don't know if you can turn up the volume a little bit. It would make it a little better for us to hear you. Good to go?
Yes, good to go.
All right.
Your first song this morning, Richie.
Come again?
Your first song this morning was Age of Knowledge.
Oh, hold on. You were listening at 6 o'clock, Delroy?
There you go, my brother.
Not even curfew now stop you.
No.
Thank you very much. You liked that one, didn't you?
Definitely.
All right. I don't know if you're on speaker, but it's kind of coming through a little low. So,
okay.
Yes. So if you can adjust that, that would be helpful.
Better?
Yeah, much better. While we speak, I'm actually looking at a post that you put on Instagram yesterday, where you sort of jumped off a van and saying, "Hey, listen, I'm sticking on the edge, and you don't jump off like I did." Or something like that. That's quite neat. But let's get to the serious matters at hand, Delroy. With the current downturn in the economy, can you explain some of the financial opportunities that may exist at this time?
All right. I want to backtrack a little because you said something about the BOJ.
Yes.
And the governor, I think, is basically demonstrating the old saying that cash is king in uncertain times. And he wants the financial entities to be as liquid as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah, we had him on yesterday, and that is basically what he said, yes.
Right. So the old saying, cash is king. And you also refer that persons with pension payment,
mm-hmm.
but I doubt that they would own only financial stocks. I think they would have been diversified somewhat. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you're asking about
financial opportunities, yes.
All right. You see, in every downturn, it's where assets are depressed, ranging from like real estate, entire businesses, movable assets, financial assets, like what stocks and bonds. And the holders may not be able to cover their upcoming payments and in the shortest time. So it presents deep discounts for new buyers. That is the opportunity that is out there for new buyers.
At this time?
At this time. They will get assets, depressed assets at steep discount. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is just from the stock side. But let us remember also that opportunities still exist in the market, for content creators, right? Because all these people need at this time is to get some skills, have a plan, a smartphone, internet. They have an abundance of time because they are staying from home. Mm-hmm. And they just need to execute. They have financial rewards. So uncertainties now is creating opportunities.
Okay. Uncertainties are creating opportunities.
Yeah, man.
I've heard terms like, in terms of stock, people say you should buy, some say you should hold. And then a new term that came to my knowledge recently is average down. Can you tell us how they impact investments? Those terminologies.
All right. Typically, when you're buying shares, you're really taking a stake or ownership position in a company, even if it's one share that you buy. You take up ownership position. You can go to shareholders meeting. So you have a say in how the company performs. So if you don't like how property management is performing, you go to the meeting, the AGM, and you speak because you're defending your investment. All right? The whole thing about hold is that the term is basically used by the investor who believes that the stock will give a bigger reward or benefit now. than if they sell. Right? You asked about the average down.
Mm-hmm.
And this is basically when an investor have one stock that is buying again. The market is down, so the price will be low. So he buys more of that stock instead of getting out. So the average cost that he's using reduces and give him a bigger upside when he's to sell. Or even better yet, he's able to get out of the stock at a quicker rate than if he was not buying on the low.
Mm-hmm. So if you could give an example, if somebody bought at a higher price,
Yes.
And now because of what's happening in the market, that same stock is available at a lower price, rather than selling that stock out of fear, you're suggesting that another approach could be to buy more of the stock at the lower rate,
Precisely.
which would give you a better average now.
Yes.
Than if you sold at this lower rate.
Than if you're sold at this lower rate.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, if you panic, you're going to let the opportunity miss you. So don't ride out of the market just yet. Mm-hmm. Brokers are there to guide them.
Yes. Given the myriad of stocks on the JSE at this time, are there any that you personally are currently looking at exploiting?
All right, Richie. I have to be careful here. This is not an investment advice, but I will go on the limb to say, up to yesterday, the JSE main index year to date fell by approximately 27%. If you look in the index carefully and you look at a stock like Supreme Ventures, it fell year to date about 40%. But is there opportunity still in that stock? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you?
Yes.
Richard, the stock has gained 11% month to date. Mm-hmm. And as much as it is fell steeper than the main index, it shows that people still believe that will be a turnaround stock because, as I said, it has gained 11% month to date. Mm-hmm. So the broker will help walk the investor through who might be interested. Mm-hmm. So that is one.
But before you move on from that, though, there's talk that there could be or the possibility of another gaming company. That could also have an impact, I suppose, in terms of the long term for SVL. Although we haven't gotten to that stage as yet.
Well, that's a long way off.
Okay.
And the stock market is normally for the long term because you don't buy a stock today to sell tomorrow. So you buy a stock, your advisor would tell you based on fundamentals like management, earnings, and stuff like that. But if I want to look at it this way, competition is normally good enough.
Okay.
So when consumers have choices, you'll be surprised what may happen.
All right. You're about to tell us about one or two other stocks that you're looking at.
I would zero in on one from the financial sector based on what the government pronouncement has been doing with the dividend that they plan to postpone or delay it or whatever. Yesterday again, I looked at the Victoria Mutual Investment Limited stock. That stock has fell only 20% year to date. Remember again, the market main index fell roughly 27%. So what that is telling you? There is still belief that the sector is strong and this stock might have something in it. It has gained 8% month to date.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, there are still opportunities.
Yes. Any thoughts on what persons can do to help them recover financially during and post COVID-19 that you can share with us this morning, Delroy?
All right. During COVID-19, you have a lot of opportunity that just still presents itself. But let us touch the after then. What you find happening is that depending on the situation that the person might be coming out of, Richie, they might need to upskill themselves as there will be new areas of development and expertise will be required for it. Some people now might have a loan and they're hiding from the loan company. what they should be doing now is being in contact with their lending entity. So the opportunity to get an extension or even late fee relief would be on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So during the recovery, what they need to do coming out again is to set aside some amount of savings from what they're going to earn going forward, no matter how little it may be. Start to seek some good financial advice. Mm-hmm. It's out there for free. They just need to ensure the source is credible.
Yes. All right. So in a nutshell, in wrapping up, you're saying that even with what's going on with the cash crunch and so on, there are still opportunities, especially as it relates to the stock market.
Richie, Grace bought Key
Insurance.
Recently. Mm-hmm. You know the value that Grace have gotten up to yesterday based on the price that they bought it for. This individual can reap percentage gains, not money, but percentage gains, just like Grace. It's not impossible.
Not impossible.
Not impossible. Just look at it. Bought at 2 something, it traded at 5 something. Just understand what that has done. Because again, the fundamentals would be saying that Grace is a very big company with good management. Probably anything that they take over going to do well.
Yes.
That's not speculation.
Track record suggests that. Yes. So opportunities are there. And you're suggesting that persons make contact with their financial advisors and try to benefit from some of these opportunities, eh?
Yes, man. But there's a difference between genuine investors, Richie, mm-hmm. and speculators, you know. I want to make that clear.
Explain.
Well, the genuine investor intend to buy and protect their capital, get a return over time. And they use research information to do it. The speculator just is in there for a quick gain. All right? Nothing's wrong. It's not illegal. But they're just making a difference that there's between an investor and a speculator.
Mm-hmm. I know more speculators than investors.
Well, the risk, you know, is very high, but the reward will also be high, and it can be devastating as well.
Yes. All right. Listen, Delroy, we're pretty much out of time. We really appreciate the moment spent with you this morning, looking at financial options that currently prevail in the market, especially as it relates to the stock market. I think we might have to do this again, but thank you for your time. And by the way, you can check him out at Know Your Money Matters on Instagram. You can follow him, and you'll see some exciting stuff. Thank you, Delroy, and you go have a great day.
Brother. Thank you. And timing is everything.
Absolutely.
Never forget that.
Thank you very much. Timing is everything, says Delroy Josephs. He is a financial consultant, and we're happy to have him on the program. Opportunities abound. Go search for them and make some money.